not quite sure if the Hofstra wrestler. Got it. All right. For Hofstra, we are going to have Noah Tapia, who is a freshman, wrestled against Kaden Cassidy by way of Bedford, Pennsylvania for George Mason.
Cassidy right in there with a deep single, pulls the knee up, trips his opponent down to the mat, and he's got a 3-point takedown.
Cassidy, a guy that loves to score quick and score early. He really likes to work from ahead in these matches, and when he gets a lead, you don't see him give it away a lot.
My kind of guy.
My kind of guy, yeah. Are you grow up close to Bedford, PA?
I don't think anything's close to anything in Pennsylvania. Bedford certainly isn't.
Bedford certainly is not. The shorter the name, the further it is away from civilization. Noah Tapia, again, a freshman here from Hofstra, having a pretty good year.
Cassidy works a cradle in.
Just throwing that thing in quick.
Able to keep one supporting point in bounds. And so he's accumulating back points here, Craig.
And again, yeah, Noah Tapia just trying to break those hands and get himself out of bounds so he can collect his thoughts again.
4-point near fall.
Dennis Papadopoulos, the coach of Hofstra, getting to the brick, and it might be coming out. We may have our first challenge. And we do. The brick is on the mat, and the Long Island native, Coach Papadopoulos, saying that Kaden was out of bounds. Oh, it looks like there was a little bit of confusion.
Yeah. Hofstra's coach thinking that the ref had called a pin when, in fact, he was just, whistling them out of bounds.
And what's great is he picks up the brick, he goes, oh, it's not a pin, and then he goes, oh, no, those were definitely back points. Yeah, I would like my brick back, please. Thank you.
7-0 lead for Cassidy as we restart things back in the middle. Tapia's up on his feet and trying to get out.
Yeah. Tapia guy, not much of it's just a quick stand-up from bottom, likes to get to that quad pod. Having a pretty good year. Again, he beat Varga, a national ranked wrestler from Okie State, out at the Cliff Keen Invitational back in December. So we should be able to see a good match going here right now.
Cassidy slips in a leg. He's got a figure 4 on that right leg for Tapia, working the wrist. Looks like this is how he set up the cradle earlier. We'll see if he can manufacture another turn or if Tapia can. Oh, trying.
And Tapia, again, the freshman from Moline High School out in Illinois. He's a 2-time state finals and state champion from Illinois. Tough wrestling state. Again, having a pretty solid freshman outing right now, but he's got a lot to deal with right now. With Kaden right now on top, working that quad, trying to pull him back into that crab or that leg, get some points on the edge of the mat. Up 7-0 right now to Mason Wrestle.
And Cassidy's really all over him on top. I mean, when you've got this kind of pressure, it's really hard for the bottom wrestler to work his way out, and it just creates opportunities for near falls like this tilt. Cassidy's got his back exposed again. Let's see if it was for long enough to award 3 back points.
Yeah, and again, the new rules are 2 count is 2, 3 count is 3, 4 count is 4 now in collegiate wrestling.
I'm a big fan of the recent rule changes. I mean, for someone to score a takedown, get 3 points, and then expose the back twice, and all of a sudden have a 10-point lead, you're rewarded for the things that the sport is really all about.
You want to reward action.
Amen. We're on the edge. Tapia's up in a quad pod there. Cassidy keeps him locked down with the legs, and time expires.
Yeah, Kaden, when he's on top, he's really good at chaining things together, and he works, he has good pressure, but with that length, he actually works very well lateral. He'll actually jump from side to side. He'll, work a claw on one side, but he sees that cradle on the other side, he'll hop over. So he's very opportunistic from that position.
Tapia defers to start the second period, and Cassidy takes top. He's been working well on top, so not surprised at that choice.
Yeah.
Immediately into that crab again.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. Back with the legs.
Yeah, just draped all over him.
Tapia's having a tough time figuring out how to break those. We've got stalling on top. You've got to make it.
That might have been a quick 5-second count, but.
Well, like we said earlier, keep it moving. 1 point escape for Tapia.
Yeah, Kaden has some questions right now. I'm not quite sure. Coach Papadakis has not been afraid to share his opinion of what's going on in the wrestling mat here today. But
I think intensity in a college wrestling coach is an admirable quality.
I think it's a general positive.
Actually, I don't think I've met many without it.
You're good. All right, so I think there might have been a little bit of, is it blood? Is that the cleanup right now? Got it, yeah. Again, Tapia right now meeting with his coaches. He's got Ernest James, and another New York native, former national qualifier out of Edinburgh. I think he and I overlapped in college.
Some strategery going on there.
Telling him, hey, you're losing 10-1. I think you might want to score some points.
3 minutes of riding time accumulated for Cassidy at this point. He's in good position. We're back up on the feet with a 10-1 lead.
Again, Tapia, he's been doing a good job of pushing forward well, but Cassidy's doing a good job of creating angles. Again, jumping on those opportunities right there. Really likes to work from that collar tie.
Had a front headlock. Yeah. Now we've switched off to an underhook. He's on his knees. I'd love to see a little bit more. There we go. Now more pressure. Tries to throw him by. Not quite enough momentum to spin behind.
He didn't quite have him moving enough to really go into that.
Cassidy's got an elbow trapped.
Gonna get that knee a little close to the head. Got to be careful right there.
Stalemate. Will return to the middle.
A minute left here in the second period, halfway through. Again, 7-3 in favor of the visiting Pride of the dual score.
10-1 in the match, and as you pointed out, the three-point takedown has changed the game. You know, you score here and maybe get some exposure, and you're back in it.
Right back in it. No, this year's been an adjustment as a fan when you're watching, when you're like, this match is over, or like, hey, he's in cruise control, but then you realize, two moves, this is a match again.
Yep. Squared up on the edge of the mat. Tapia tries to get behind. Cassidy does a good job of staying in front of him.
Tapia getting in on that double and trying to go back door.
Yeah, that head tap was a good setup. He got in deep, but just wasn't able to get his hips underneath before Tapia went over top.
And again, as we said before, John, listen, he's given up some height. You got to finish quick on those tall kids because they're able to tie you up, grab something. And again, it's only that stalemate is something that they can work for to slow down the match. 12 seconds here left in the second. See if Tapia's got one last flurry to try and grab some points before we head into the final.
Quick fake.
And Tapia very quickly choosing to go on his feet, and I imagine we're going to see him reach in and try and get some big moves here. Again, being down 10-1, and Kaden very much wrestling like a wrestler, knows he's got a 9-point lead.
We're out of bounds, back to the middle. Tapia's pushing him. We'll see if he can keep going and, manufacture a stalling call. Force Cassidy to stay engaged.
Yeah, make him wrestle, stay in the center. Again, nice little attempted slide by there by Cassidy.
Well, Cassidy gets in on a shot. Hips back by Tapia, holds him off. This is where, when you're down 10-1, you've got to take an opportunity to try to do something big.
Again, everything is an opportunity. You got to see, hey, can I get this done in one right now? Because again, just trying to crawl back to the takedowns, might be able to do it, but it's going to take a little longer. And you got a minute 15 left.
Gator roll.
Oh, and they're going to give him 3 right there.
There we go. Now we've got ourselves a 10-4 match.
Cassidy in some serious trouble.
Absolutely.
Tapia trying to pick that head up, walk to the head, and keep this thing in.
He's got an opportunity to really reset that half.
Cassidy needs to get a little more urgency, maybe use those feet to get himself off the bat or get out of bounds right there. And that might be cinched up.
Tapia
He's got a lot of leverage.
Wow.
I think the brick is coming out. And you know what? I think this one's going to get reversed, John, because his butt was nearly on the hardwood.
Yeah, we're going to have to see what the replay shows. But
here's the thing. I think, and that's not the ref's fault. He's the only guy here. Normally, there's 2-man mechanics working here today. You got someone to tell you. It's his job to make sure he can secure the pin. I think we're going to go to the review on this, and this might go in Mason's favor.
But it's not really about where the Mason wrestler is. It's about where the supporting point from the Hofstra wrestler is. And it seemed to me like he may have had a foot in.
Oh, I think he was in, but I think Cassidy he had a few appendages on the hardwood right there. I think we're saying, hey, it's not necessarily that Tapia was out of bounds. It's a matter of Cassidy being out of bounds.
Off the mat. Well, let's not lose sight of Tapia. Taking a hard shot there. Being able to manufacture a high risk but high reward move.
Oh, and you were just talking about it. He needed to use that front headlock, see what he can do there. And I looked away for about 2 seconds, and all of a sudden, it's a gator roll happening.
Yep, he's on his back. Did a great job of cinching that half back up and, settling, knowing how much time he had and getting his opponent's back down on the mat.
Because it wasn't perfect. He didn't have him right on his back immediately. He had to kind of, slightly adjust that leverage there. And, I think you want to see Cassidy have a little bit more urgency in that position when he was on the edge of the mat. But we are going to go to the review, and it appears we are reviewing whether Cassidy was out of bounds, which may require a stoppage considering he is, generally off the mat.
In the current situation, we have a 10-4 score, 44 seconds left. Cassidy does have almost more than 2.5 minutes of riding time.
It looks like we are back with the review.
Well, the call on the mat is confirmed, folks. That's a fall.
That is going to be 6 in favor of Hofstra. We went from bonus points for Mason to more bonus points for Hofstra, so that is a big swing.
Never give up, never give in.
No, if you're on your feet, you still got a chance. And Tapia jumping on the opportunity.
Yeah.
And again,